Hi, folks. It's Lisa Campion here, and today we're going to talk about how to get psychic guidance from your dreams. So, our dreams are a really powerful way to receive psychic guidance, and they help us by connecting us directly to our subconscious and also to our intuitive and creative mind. So, it serves as an access point for our guides to communicate with us and also as a release valve for any unprocessed emotions that you might have. And dreams can help bring our attention to issues that maybe we've pushed into the shadows of our own subconscious. And they really provide a really rich way to access our psychic and spiritual life. So it's kind of important to remember your dreams. So if you don't remember your dreams, that's okay. I'm going to teach you how to do that in just a minute. But we also really need to learn how to interpret our dreams, which we're going to talk about in another video. You can train yourself to remember your dreams. So some people have really easy access to their dreams. In fact, if you're a visual psychic, you may already have like a natural ability to remember your dreams. Some people just do, like, and I have ever since I was a little kid. But you don't need to miss out on that gold mine of psychic guidance. You can learn how to remember your dreams, even if you don't right now. So in general, people dream an average of about 2 hours a night. Everyone, whether you remember them or not, you do. In fact, they've done studies where they took people out, woke people up right when they were going into REM sleep, which is where we have our dreams, and prevented them. And if you go long enough without dreaming, you start to hallucinate and kind of go a little crazy. So we really need dreams to help us, process all the stuff that our mind and our brain and our psyche is going through. So you may be like, I don't dream at all. I never dream, but really you do. You probably just don't remember them. And there are certain medications you can take that prevent you from remembering your dreams. If you drink a lot of alcohol before you go to bed, you might not remember your dreams. And if you have sleep apnea, you also might not remember your dreams. But here is basically what we're going to do. Here's a little recipe that you can do to help you remember your dreams. It's easy to do, but it does take practice and patience. So be a little patient with yourself if you're going to work on that. So the first thing that we can do is try to set a regular sleep schedule and stick to it. So try to go to bed at 10 o'clock at night. 10 o'clock, they say sleeping from 10 to 6 is the optimal time for sleep and also the optimal time for dream. Meditating right before you go to bed can really help you remember your dreams, and also taking melatonin. If you melatonin, just I can't take it because I dream all night. I'm like crazy technicolor dreams that I don't feel like I get any rest. But you can, if you have trouble sleeping, it's also good to help you sleep. So try a little melatonin. It's going to definitely boost your dreaming world. I guarantee it. So you also want to set your intention to remember your dreams by writing down a little statement right before bed. Get out your journal and write, tonight I'm going to easily remember my dreams. And this works, and then go to sleep. And that works by sort of programming your subconscious that you're going to do that, by setting your intention that you're going to do that. Another really great trick that I learned years ago was drinking a glass of water. And as you drink the glass of water, you're saying to yourself, with this glass of water, I'm going to remember my dreams. And that also works on our subconscious. Actually, drinking water doesn't do anything to help you remember your dreams except program your subconscious and remind your subconscious that this is what your intention is. And maybe if you wake up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, you might remember your dreams, because often we do when we're woken up in the middle of a dream cycle, we're more apt to remember our dreams. You definitely, and this is the most important part, you definitely want to keep a little journal next to your bed and write down any little wisps or fragments of dreams, even if it's just a feeling, a memory, a sensation in your body, any little snippet, any little wisp that comes through, you want to write it down. And some people prefer to record it on your phone on a voice memo, because the most important thing is to not move around too much. You don't want to hunt for your journal, turn on the light, crash around, because you really are waking yourself up at that point and the dream will tend to slip away. So whatever you can do to record your dream without fully waking up is the best idea. Now, the jury is out on whether we're more apt to remember our dreams if we wake up slowly and naturally. Some people say that's true. Other people swear that they remember their dreams best if an alarm wakes them up suddenly. So you can try that out and see which is true for you. So That's it. That's what you do. And you just have patience. And, you know, over time, if you really stick to it, you're going to remember more and more. And it's so important to do that because dreams are really so important and so interesting and fascinating. They're part of our well-being and our brain's way of processing and integrating all the experiences we have. In fact, scientists know now that animals dream too. Of course, you've seen your cat or your dog dream and twitch and run, or my dog sometimes eats things in her sleep, which I think is hysterical. But we want to do that. And let's talk about the types of dreams that we have. So um, there are different types, or a couple of different types of dreams. And the first one I'm going to talk about is called brain salad dreams. Now, that is not a technical term. It's a term that I made up, as far as I know, to represent the dreams we have first thing at night. These dreams are often, they don't have much meaning to them. We often don't remember them. And they're how our brain clears the unprocessed sensory data that we're holding on to. So we experience a lot of things throughout the day and we don't have time to process all of it. And so we sort of dump that. The brain clears out the cache. And that might be, it's usually about the TV show you were watching right before you went to bed, or the book you were reading, or events that happen, and they can be kind of random and disconnected. We often don't remember these dreams unless we wake up. Like if you wake up like an hour after you've fallen asleep or 2 hours after you've fallen asleep, you might remember them. Usually they just come and go. The next kind of dream we have is the emotional dreams. So our psyche is always seeking balance and healing, and therefore it uses emotional dreams as a way to bring this unprocessed emotion to our attention. And a lot of the times it's emotions we haven't acknowledged yet or worked through with our conscious mind. And that stuff gets pushed into our subconscious, into our shadow. For example, when I was younger, like in my 20s, I had this recurring dreams, which we're going to talk about recurring dreams next, where I was Godzilla. Like I'd get really big and I'd be like really angry and crashing around like through a city and stomping on it and raw, breaking cars, and just creating havoc. And I would notice that I was really angry in these dreams. And it was so curious to me because I'd wake up. First of all, they were totally fun and I enjoyed having them. I kind of missed them. But I'd wake up in the morning and be like, I wonder why I'm so angry. I'm like not an angry person. I never feel angry. Um, in fact, I was not allowing myself to feel angry and I was pushing all of that stuff into my subconscious. And these dreams were a way for my psyche, my whole being, to try, kind of bring this to my attention. Like, hey, you really actually are angry. Maybe you need to deal with that, right? Maybe there's stuff that you've got to actually attend to there. And once I started dealing with my anger more directly, my Godzilla dreams ended. And the most common emotional dream, which I'm 100% sure you can relate to, is the anxiety dream. And when we have more anxiety in our lives we can handle, our psyche will try to balance the equation through anxiety dreams. And maybe you have dreams where your teeth fall out. That's a common one. Or this is mine. I'll share. It's kind of personal, but I'll share it with you. So I'm back in high school. And even though I'm the age that I'm in now, I can't remember my locker combination or my class schedule. There's a test in Latin class. And I'm like, did I even take Latin in high school? You know, and I wonder who all the people are. Are the mean girls still lurking in the girls' bathroom? Do I have a number 2 pencil? And then I look down and I'm in my pajamas. And I'm like, oh, I'm in high school in my pajamas, or worse yet, I don't have any pants on at all. And yikes, right? So anxiety dreams, maybe you're late, you can't find the airport, you can't find your plane tickets, you're lost, you're in the wrong city, in the wrong country, or maybe even on the wrong planet, right? But those dreams help us discharge anxiety and also draw attention to the fact that something may not be right with us. And emotional dreams can bring up any emotion, not just anxiety or anger. It might be sadness, joy, grief. And it's an emotion dream because you feel very emotional in the dream. You wake up crying or laughing. And more often than not, you're going to remember those dreams on waking. So it's really wise to write them down and contemplate them. And really, because they can be a key to help you heal and balance your emotional self. They're really, really important. Okay. Then we have recurring dreams. So these are dreams that repeat over and over again, and they can be fun. Usually they're not, though. Usually they're a little uncomfortable, and they can actually even be nightmares. So lots of people have recurring nightmares. And this is our psyche's attempt to find healing and resolution to something that you haven't really fully processed. Usually it's some kind of trauma or something unfinished. If you have unfinished business with people or something you can't quite close the loop on in your own being. And it is really beneficial to do this. So I recommend what you're doing, what to do if you have a recurring dream is get out your journal again and write the whole dream out, and then write a resolution, write an ending the way you would like it to happen. And then they lived happily ever after. They rode off into the sunset, or all the problems were solved. Like, we want to close the loop on this. And because we're dealing with our subconscious and when we're dreaming, our subconscious really can't tell the difference between something that you actually experience, something that you do in a ritual, or something that you do symbolically by writing it down in your journal. So your psyche will be like, okay, thank you. Like that. It's like, when you when you hear you get a song stuck in your head, it's usually because you don't hear the end of the song. So the song keeps replaying until you hear the end of the song. The cure for that is to hear the whole song to the end. And I think we can, and then you really also want to contemplate, what was the resolution for you? And is that something that you need to translate into the real world in some kind of way? Then we get prophetic dreams. And prophetic dreams, these are the psychic dreams that you really want to pay attention to. These dreams are often very vivid and meaningful. They can be straightforward and easy to understand, or they can be very symbolic. And then we need to learn how to decode our symbolism. Prophetic dreams often foretell someone's passing, or someone's pregnant. Babies and death seem to be like the really big ones here. And usually there's a psychic message inside these prophetic dreams. Our guides are going to use those dreams to send us messages, give us hints, clues, kind of like drop spiritual breadcrumbs to help us find our path. And it's a really easy way for them to communicate with us directly, because our logical mind is quiet and the symbolical mind is, intuitive mind is wide open. And for many of us, we're sort of shutting down our logical mind. If you're really logical and analytical, especially, your logical mind is shutting down your intuition, and our guides can like sneak in through our dreams because we're open. And you can identify these prophetic dreams often they're very vivid, they're very clear, and you're going to remember them on waking. And they might even stick with you for years afterwards. And the other interesting thing about prophetic dreams is, unlike emotional dreams, they can be very curiously neutral. Like, even if it's a big topic, like something that you think you might be quite emotional about, like the foretelling of someone's passing, you'll just be like, wow, it just seems kind of like a fact. And then when you wake up, you might be like, wow, and have some reaction to it. But in the dream itself, it's quite neutral. And the last type of dream we're going to talk about is lucid dreams. And I love lucid dreaming. I've been lucid dreaming since I was a kid. This is like the brass ring of dreams. If you do all of your dream work and you work on this and you pay attention to dreams, put your time in with them, we are rewarded by the ability to lucid dream. And that's when we are aware that we're dreaming. So one part of our mind is dreaming, and the other part of our mind is aware that we're dreaming and observing the dream. Oftentimes it starts like, oh my gosh, I'm having a dream. Isn't this dream weird? What's going on in this dream? That's how it starts. And then it can evolve into the ability to change the narrative of our dream as we dream. So I've had really intense psychic experiences, and while I was lucid dreaming, and that's like someone's chasing you and you're like, oh my God, someone's chasing me, but it's a dream. I need a weapon. I need an escape route. I need a helicopter or a magic carpet or an angel to swoop down and get me. And I'm going to magically transform the people that are chasing me into butterflies, and they're going to fly away. Kind of fun, we change the outcome of a nightmare or a recurring dream in the middle of a dream. And it's so interesting to watch ourselves dream. Super cool. So I really, really recommend that you try this. And now that you know about the different types of dreams and how to remember your dreams, please, I encourage you to record your dreams and see if they're full of psychic information for you. I guarantee it's going to be very beneficial for you in all types of ways.